They're on this Nico shit about it's all about these greedy ass players.
This is a whole different thing. This is a whole different thing. And well, look, he has nothing to say. He's everything he said is great, Jason. He loves Bates. He loves look, at the end of the day, if I'm nagging, and I'm cool with everything that he's doing, I think it's long overdue. But you can't come in here and make a precedent to say, you know what, we're gonna start right now and we're gonna try to backtrack.
Don't die on this hill. Don't die on this hill.
Yeah, don't backtrack and say, well, we're gonna start back and start deducting guys and re-elevating these guys, re-evaluating, and then setting the precedence of this is what you're gonna make. You can't do that. Now, you can do it from now going forward, but you can't go back and say, hey, we're going to take some of that money. If this is what's been reported, we're going to take some of that money and we're going to set you up with this. That needed to be said from day one. This is what we're going to do. That should have been said from day one. I just don't like the idea, man, how it's been handled, man. And then we as fans just jumping to damn conclusions that he wants more money. It's nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with that. He was happy with what he was getting.
Yeah. No, and it's whatever I mean, you know, if they cut his pay in half or whatever, we know we've heard that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was just a flat cut. It was there's some incentives built in there somewhere or something like that. Whatever it is, there's definitely some outside forces that are involved in this. And look, I mean, Brandon Drum let it out of the bag of what it is. So we know that there's something going on with family members and stuff like that. Fine. But this is something that this tells you too, that you can't just go out there and just throw money at these kids to get them to come in and then not teach them how to like deal with the money.
Exactly.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And some of these kids don't like, you know, I see Marcus in there in the comments. This is Marcus and his wife, they're making sure that that Isaiah's good to go on everything. It's not just about the money to them. They want him developed. They want him with good coaches, good people and stuff like that around him. That's why they're at Oklahoma. But not everybody has somebody, parents that are like that. Not everybody does. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily the case with Stoney. I'm just saying not everybody's got the same situation with their folks.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, man, you can't throw life-changing money at a kid and then not teach him anything about money.
We were just talking about that. Me and Bishop was, man, before we came on, is that I finally got to talk to a player that is dealing with that right now. And we were just talking about that early on today. I was getting the oil change, and me and Bishop were talking about that, is that this guy, this player, mom and dad quit their jobs and moved to where the kid is going to school. And now the kid is taking care of mom and dad. And I'm like, that's not what this is for. Now this kid has another burden on him that now I got to make sure mom and dad's okay. I got to make sure mom and dad has this before we even talk about school, before we even talk about playing. I think that a lot of these parents, man, that do that shit, man, is, I'm going to go ahead and say it, they're pimping their kids out just so they don't have to work no more. It doesn't work that way, man. This structure, man, is getting out of control. And I called my daughters and I told them, I said, man, look, this is a prime example of why we did a lot of the shit that we did for you guys before you went to school. So shit like this don't happen. To where there's structure in place to where I don't want to have access to your money. Me and your mother don't have no access to Alicia and Jasmine. We don't want it. I just want you to be better prepared on how to handle it. Taxes wise, get you a lawyer, stipulate what you want, let her or him oversee it, and let that be it.
We talk about guardrails for the portal and shit. Put some guardrails around these kids and their wallet.
Jason, if you're a poor kid, let's just be realistic. If you're a poor kid or single family mom or whatever, and somebody give you $800,000, you've never had that much money in your life. You don't even know what the first thing that you're gonna do. First thing I would do is pay off debt. Put some stuff invested to where it will generate generational wealth for me and my family going forward. But everybody's all about now. Let me go buy this car. Let me go buy this. It's the wrong structure, man. And it's pissing me off because some of the good parents, man, are getting overshadowed by some of these badass parents that don't give a damn about their kid. And that's what bothers me, man. This is gonna be a podcast where they're gonna probably get mad at me, but I really don't give a damn because this is out of hand. This is out of control, man.
Well, the simple fact is, you guys, I have to understand that we're definitely in a blender. We're going from one dispensation to another. And in that, a lot of the handling of a certain entities or financial gains to the players has changed. And what happens with that is, if you got to over adjust, sometimes if it's not really communicated or understood by a team, certain entities will already have that money earmarked for something. And hopefully that this can be we can learn from this. But going forward, these kids have to have a CPA or someone that is a life coach that understands finances, understands gates and portfolios, and how to put it in trust. There's different things you can do to where the whole thing I'm concerned about is ordinary income. Once someone touches it, it becomes ordinary income. So therefore, you got to pay taxes on it right then.
Right. Well, and I think like Kimberly Kay is talking about up there, that financial literacy is definitely offered within, it's part of the soul mission, all that kind of stuff. But that's not, it's offered. These contracts, I don't know if there's a way that you can find a way to, like, whoever's their handler, whoever's their folks, whatever. So everybody needs to be, it needs to be required that you pass this court, kind of how they do with the NFL and their, when they're coming into the league and all that stuff.
Financial course.
You've got to do this stuff. And if you know what I mean, if people have a problem doing it, it's probably because they're trying to get over on them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so to me, that's not the kind of people you want to do. And look, we don't have all the answers. I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. We don't have all the answers. What we do know is that there's got to be more. There's got to be more to it than just passing the money and expecting them to be okay, because they're not.
Yeah. And
we don't know. I mean, look, what I do know is I've been hearing that they were meeting with the Stones today. I don't think it's over with. Stoney hasn't really posted anything that you've seen on Twitter. We heard that he was in the portal. I mean, that's been out there, but none of it's really come from him. The only thing that I saw that I watched his Twitter. The only thing I've seen on his Twitter, and then I even went and looked on Instagram, nothing there either.
No.
The only thing he put on Twitter was Gerald McCoy had said that, that he was proud of him and all this. And he was just like, thanks, my guy, 100%, whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't, but there's nothing out there that he's saying he wants to leave. I believe he wants to stay. I think that if you're Jim Nagy and BV and whoever the hell we need to get involved in this, go fix this. Go work it out, figure it out. I didn't read his interview with Sports Illustrated. No.
I think it's going to be fixed. I think it's going to be fixed, man. And like I said, there's been guys that go in the portal that come back. So that's why I don't like the idea that we just jump to the conclusion of attack mode and you read the shit first before you just start jumping to conclusion. Let's get all the facts first. I'm a big believer in everything, man, is that I don't care about being the first to report anything. I want to make sure I get it right. And if the young man is complicit and stuck in a little dead end right now and don't know what to do, it'll get figured out. It'll get figured out sooner or later and everything, man. But us as fans jumping to a conclusion and posting shit.
And get Bevo's bodyguard's ass out of here, man.
Who?
I don't want to deal with this clown all day. I do not want to deal with them. Bevo's bodyguard. He's just been clowning all day. I'm sick of him.
Oh, I don't even know where he's at.
Dude's an idiot. Dude is an idiot. Oh, him and between him and freaking Sooner Cowboys. Golly.
Oh, oh man. So other than that, I was looking at it, and I text Bishop earlier, and I was like, you know what, man? Once these guidelines are in place,
yeah,
a lot of shit's gonna get better. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get kind of bad because no one likes to accept change. Everybody still wants it to be. And another thing, Jason, that you guys said earlier that I really think that a lot of people need to understand. You're not gonna keep getting that same bag every year.
no, but
people keep thinking, oh, 3 million. No, you're not getting 3 million every year.
Oh no. And I think that listen, but here's the thing, and I said this on Kate Person's show earlier, guys, they can fix this. You know what? It's an easy fix. Collective bargaining.
Yes.
You end up with contracts. And once it's something that you're gonna have to, obviously the NCAA has got to get away from all this stuff. Because every time they're trying with this whole clearinghouse deal and all that kind of stuff, trying their asses off with the Deloitte clearinghouse. That thing isn't going to work. It's wrought with things that are going to take you right back to court, right? They're going to decide on what's a fair market NIL deal and stuff like that. Get out of here with that. You can't. It's never going to work like that. But the point is, they don't want to make these kids into, or either. I mean, there's a couple of different ways you can go about it, but you either got to somehow make them either a 1099 worker, or you got to make them a full-on employee. You're going to have to do something though, to where you can actually lock them into something to where, and it's not just in one conference. It's not just in one state. It's got to be something where and they've got to give them kind of the same as what you've got there in the NFL, where you can't just sue them for every little thing once they get this agreed upon, because it's been collectively bargained, right?
Yeah.
So
you arbitrator.
Yeah, you have an arbitrator and all that other stuff. But no, without Stoney, there's no Jaden to owe you. That's true now of him getting there, but it doesn't seem like Jaden's trying to go anywhere either.
Jaden ain't going. Look, man, we're fetching. Everybody's trying to put glue together and try to put this puzzle together. We don't even know what's going on right now.
That are putting stupid shit out there that they think they know what they're talking about, and most of them don't. Hell, there's so many moving parts, Coach. You know what I'm saying? There's just too many moving parts, and that's the whole point. Until you can find a way to, I don't care if it's in 2 major conferences or 4 major conferences or however the hell you want to do it. It's wild, man.
Yeah,
it's just wild to me that you would even think that there's another way to go about it. Look, do you blame the kids for going after as much money as they can possibly get? No, you don't.
Nope.
Because they're not the ones that put all this, the way things are. Hell, I said this earlier in the week, Coach. We're literally sitting here trying to praise Tennessee and Josh Heupel for putting their foot down when they're the one that got us here.
Look, they start paying this. They were paying this boy in high school, and see, they don't want to. They don't want to put that in there.
They were in trouble. They were about to throw their ass on probation after, and this is after the whole Jeremy Pruitt situation. And then what do? They go sue the NCAA because they didn't want to have to continue. They didn't want to go by the rules that they had put in place.
Yeah.
And now they want to say, oh, well, this is too much now. Well, why are you mad at Nico whenever you taught him how to do business here?
Yeah. Man, look, Mr. Dillegaff, man, I agree with this wholeheartedly, man. This is one of my biggest cry that I was saying. And I'm saying, man, look, this is not all parents. Let's get that out there right now. This is not all parents. This is just some parents, man, that feel like my child deserves, and we all been there, man. I get tired of these parents, man, that think their child is the next best thing and the greatest thing since sliced bread. But then you want to financially, I don't want to use that word. I'm just going to say this. You want to make sure your child gets top dollar. Cool. I'm cool with that. No problem. But instead of trying to make sure your child get the top dollar, make sure your child knows what to do with the money once he or she gets the money. Put some guardrails in line. Put some stipulations.
Well, rather than worrying about all the money right now, and if you're David Stone, you don't want to become a cautionary tale like Bear Alexander. And I've said this a bunch of times. I feel terrible for Bear Alexander. I think he's got nothing but bad advice from day one. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but that's where we're headed here. And again, I just feel like you have to, yeah, man, I want to see parents do the right thing. And not all parents are in it for the right reasons. We know that AAU's been around for a long time. You've got handlers and just folks that are not out. They're not in it for the right reasons. They're exploiting these kids for anything that they can exploit them for. And parents and family members will do that quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Hell yeah. Yes.
You've been coaching for long enough. You've been coaching for long enough. You know damn well what I'm talking about.
Man, look.
You from everywhere, we're talking all the way from junior grade school all the way up. They do the shit.
I had to have parents removed from a conversation because it got heated. And I mean, you cannot come into a business negotiation with a dollar amount already before anything's been discussed. No, if you come in there with a dollar amount, I can already tell that conversation won't go well to some of these organizations because they don't want to start with money. Money is going to always be there because NIL is there. But let's not start with that. Passport Ninja, man, gave you a sticker, man.
Hey, thank you, Passport Ninja, my man. Appreciate you. Throw something in there. Throw a comment in there. So I don't even know what the sticker is really, but I appreciate it, bud.
Yeah.
Texas Nightmare is also known as Bevo's bodyguard, and I knew he'd be here right away as soon as Bevo's bodyguard got booted.
Look, I'm a person, man. Look, as long as you come in here and be positive, man, I'm not gonna let nobody attack these kids on some bullshit, man, when we don't know what's really going on.
Right.
That is the quickest way for me to put you in timeout.
These guys don't have anything else to do, but they don't have nothing else to do. But I mean, there's no good Texas content on, so they're over here trolling the OU guys. Wow.
Kim K said we have to be okay with these players having everything at the same time. We can't make everything the institution's fault. Some things are on the players and family because it's a decision.
Sure.
Wholeheartedly.
She's not wrong, but we so many times, I think, Kimberly K, we only think about the name on the front of the jersey. We never think about the name on the back. That's why so many people want to blame these kids immediately every time something goes not the way that they want it to go, or all of a sudden we're not doing well. You know what I mean? It's never the fault of the university. It's never the fault of the NCAA. It's never the fault of the SEC or any of these conferences. It's always these greedy ass kids. Every time.
Well, look, a Thunder OU, man. To this point, I can see, but it's hard for a kid to say that, man. It's hard for a kid to not think about mom and dad. I don't care how you look at it. I just don't like the idea.
You want to do is take care of your family whenever you're well. Especially when you grew up in, I don't know what kind of financial situation he's grown up in. I don't. But just saying, no matter what it is, if you're in a better position than you were in growing up, of course you want to take care of your moms and take care of, you know what I mean? Who doesn't? Yes. But there has to be, but you also have to find a way to tell them no sometimes.
Man,
that's the hard part. If you can tell your family no, then you win.
My dad always told me the best way to find out how true your family really is wait till you say no. You'll find out who your real family is once you say no. I think you're on mute, Jason.
Won't hear from their asses again, coach.
Look, I haven't talked to some in 13, 14 years. And it ain't gonna make my life that much. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt my life.
No.
I mean, it really ain't. But it's sad, man, that money is driving this whole bus.
Well, you hear about those people that win the lottery, right?
Yes.
And then they say no to like, you know, they take care of so much and then they're like, no. And then all of a sudden they never hear from this person again. Logan Lick, you man. Thank you for the super chat. Says at the end of the day, we have the right people in charge. It's never as bad as it seems or bad. Happy Easter weekend. God bless y'all. Thank you, Logan. God bless you too.
Hey man, that's what's
and
up.
I agree. I still think that there's hope for Stoney to stay. And guess what? If he doesn't, does it suck?
Ooh, thank you. Hell yeah. Look at this one. Look at this one. Some of these parents need to take a financial literacy class. But look, it ain't even that. Remember when we was growing up in high school, you had to take accounting. You ever had to take accounting? How to learn how to do a ledger, how to learn how to do a checkbook, how to learn how to write a check, how to learn how to keep a docket. We've gotten away from that. Right now, man, I don't know what to say, man, is that I try to always instill good advice to young men and young women, is that it's okay to tell your mom and dad no. It's okay. It might be an uncomfortable conversation, but at the end of the day, if everything goes through you, it's your name, image, and likeness. It's yours, not mom and dad's. It's yours. Now, I'm going to piss some people off because they're thinking, well, coach, you overstep, and that's parent. Okay, I'm a parent that has a child that's getting in NIL. I don't dip in their bank. I don't need anything for my child. I let my child still calls me, hey, Dad, I need this. Damn it, don't you got money? But as a parent, it's my job to take care of my child, not my child's job to take care of me. Now, if I'm incapable and I'm on deathbed or whatever, that's different. But if I'm fully capable of taking care of myself, why do I need my child to take care of me and make sure I'm okay financially? I got a problem with that, Jason. I really do. I got a problem with that, man. And it starts with NIL is supposed to be to help the child while they are in college. It's supposed to be that way. Now, it's about buying mom and dad cars, buying mom and dad houses. I got to make sure my entourage is taken care of, make sure my boy's taken care of. That old saying, sometimes people can't go with your ass. You got to leave them behind. You can't take care of everybody, man. You can't take care of everybody. So that's my little rant.
Y'all both are definitely spitting your fire. The bottom line is we all want Stoney to be here. He really wants to be here. I'm really just sending up prayers that cooler heads prevail and that they can negotiate and get him back into the fold. Because it's just a misunderstanding, misinterpretation, and then a lot of things were out there that's out of the phrase that of a normal negotiation that needs to be hatched between those entities. So we just keep him in prayer because this is his true fire test. And as a young man, I don't know if he's been geared up or girded up to be prepared for something like this.
Jason, can I say something right quick before you get started? I'm gonna go far left. I'm gonna talk to our.
It's your show, Coach. Man, you speak up. I'm just.
I'm gonna talk to our Black community. This is about our Black community.
Go ahead.
We have perpetrated and did a lot of shit to say it's. I'm just gonna say it. The white man this, the white man that, did this, yada 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 yada. When are we gonna take an initiative to say, you know what? My child is struggling because I failed to give them the tools to be what they need to be. And I say this to say this, and I'm being honest. I went to an all-white school. It's like 4 or 5 Black kids in my school. Accounting, trigonometry, geometry, calculus. Things my dad made me take. It was like math, English, and communication is what's going to get you through this world. If you have to communicate with people, you have to conduct yourself like an adult. You need to be able to communicate with someone. You got to be able to know numbers. You got to be able to know how to count and make sure that the money and everything that you're getting is what it's supposed to be. A lot of us, Jason, don't know how to take care of our own finances, how are we going to teach our kids to take care of theirs? And that's just me being a young black man to where I have to tell my daughters, hey, you're going to have to know this shit. Don't depend on no man to come in here and save you and do this. I want you to be able to take care of yourself. Bring something to the table to where finances is not one of those things. My girls all know how to do a checkbook and do a ledger. They know how to pay their bills. And I taught them all that because at least you get that shit out the way. I think that he said that correctly. A lot of parents do not have the inkling of what is because they've never had money. They've never had the type of money before. So what's the first thing that you go buy? What's the first thing you do? A lot of us black people, we go buy cars with rims and all this shit that we don't really need, that you gotta pay taxes on, that they don't even know that. They don't pay their debt off. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm not trying to make it seem like all black people are crazy because I'm not. I'm not. Don't get it twisted, guys. I'm just saying the stigma of what's going on in the world right now and everything, man, is that a lot of us don't know how to do the simple things in order to make sure our kids avoid the pitfalls that's out there. That's all I'm saying. Just my little thing that I've went through, and I went
Yeah.
through it. I went through it. I was a young black man that saw a lot of young black men around me, my cousins that didn't know how to do a checkbook, that didn't know how to do they didn't know what a 401k was, they didn't know what stocks and bonds, they didn't know what currency was, they didn't know what crypto was. I mean, how in the hell y'all don't know what that is? It's 2025 and y'all don't even know what that is. Some don't even have a checking account, Jason. They use this Chime or do Cash App. I'm like, you don't even have an actual checking account. And you 40 something years old. How in the hell does that happen? So
Sid,
hey man, I'm
you said
just
you're not familiar with OU, but it seems the culture isn't great. The culture at Oklahoma is actually better than most places in the country. What are you talking about? If you're not familiar, you shouldn't talk.
Yeah.
Shouldn't talk.
Yeah.
Facts of the matter is
they buy a natty.
we
They buy their shot at a natty or whatever. And come on, bro. Come on.
come on. Spit that fire. No,
Man.
on a simple tip, the thing is to understand that without a shadow of a doubt, that we have to understand that we're dealing in a new genre. What used to be how we used to say, oh, well, and back in our day, that doesn't apply no more. And some of us folks that have this little white in it, we have to understand and start educating ourselves and start realizing in order to undergird these young men, we really, really need to make sure that we understand what's all going on because none of us have dealt with NIL until NIL came to the forefront. We knew of the bagman, but the bagman don't have to doesn't have to keep checks and balances.
He better do
NIL
cash. He
you
better do
do
cash only then. He better do
right.
cash only. Because if he
Yeah,
don't
you
do
got
cash,
to
he
cash
better keep
on.
a ledger.
Well, there was ways, but only their tax people would know. Their CPAs. You feel me?
Yeah.
If they wanted to let it go. But the bottom line is now this NIL, what we're running into is young men getting a large sum of money. And if they have not been used to it, they're spending, it becomes, it just becomes something to where you never had it. So therefore, you don't know the boundaries. You don't know the undergirth of how to handle it, what all comes with it, the responsibility, and it could push you way outside your boundaries. And that's where we're wanting to help these young men to understand that there's people in your inner circle and that outer circle that can help you. But the main thing is don't feel like you got to do it all yourself. We talked about, holding stuff in as our people often do. We don't like going to the doctors, or getting help, or we don't trust easy. So this is an opportunity for us to move the peg forward and actually undergird this young man and help them to come back into the fold. The simple fact is, nobody wants to lose this young man who's out of Oklahoma City. He grew up as one of us, and he was waiting for this opportunity. And I don't want something that he wasn't prepared for to push him out.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, man, it's always going to be the same thing. It's always going to evolve around money. No matter how we look at it, no matter how we try to shape it, it's going to always be about money. No matter if we put the guidelines and the guardrails, implement it, and have them start from today, there's going to always be this one program that's going to find a way to pick that lock and do things unorthodox and put us back where we are right now, because there's no one doing this fairly. Everybody, you see what Tennessee did. That wasn't really Nico's fault. They gave that boy too much money from the get-go, and then when he wanted more, so it's pretty much you gave him what he wanted. Now when he wants more, you're going to say no. But I think that they're going to fix the David Stone situation. I really do feel like they're going to fix that, because that's just one player. Now, if it was more, plethora of players, 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 players all complaining about their money, I can see that. But it's only one player. Everyone else is happy with the stipulation of what they have and everything. So we'll just see, man. Like I said, I wanted to get on here, man, and address that, man, because there was so much negativity on some of the other podcasts and on some. And like I said, I don't have the connections like some of these other people do. I just go off old-fashioned coaching, old-fashioned knowing how things are done behind closed doors. And there's some things right now, like when we have meetings with parents, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. TikTok, Twitter, and everything's blowing up. Oh, there's a meeting right now going on. And he's gone. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. We're talking about something completely different behind closed doors. So until the guardrails are put in place, Jason,
yeah,
we're gonna talk about this every day.
Well, it's like I said. I mean, we're hearing how many stories a week are we talking about? A bunch, right?
A bunch, yeah,
a bunch. And it's this is going on in Oklahoma right now with Stoney. We don't even know everything. Again, I think there's a lot of information out there, but there's so much information out there that you wonder how much of it's real, how much of it's not. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's true. But yeah.
Well,
yeah. Just keep him in prayer, man, because this is a new frontier for David. This is different maturity.
Yeah, listen, and I mean, yeah, there's levels of maturity to this stuff for all the kids, but again, you got to bring them up to that. You got to help them with that. You can't just expect that it's going to be, hey, dude, Texas Nightmare, run along, dude. It's freaking the same guy. He's been doing this in our shows forever.
Okay.
Over this dude. Yeah, he's doing that, and then he's talking about Fasusi might be next, and it's just a constant deal with this guy.
He gone. Right. Like I said, I don't do the stupidity and stuff in here and everything.
It's just constant with this guy, and I can't stand that dude. But and I don't know, man. I'm irritated by all of this a lot. Anyway, you know what I mean. This whole deal is the first thing that last night, whenever I found out about it, when everybody else did. What's the first thing you see? You just see spewing negative things about these kids.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. And they immediately jump to a conclusion that, it's because he's not loyal. He's not this. Man, you don't know this kid at all if you think if you think that he's not loyal to Oklahoma. You don't know him at all. And the other thing is that somebody asked if he's not producing. I'll tell you what. He only played 94 snaps last year. He only played 94 snaps. They got guys above him that are seniors that were doing this and doing that. Grayson Halton became one of the top 150 guys in college football last year from a backup position. And here you go. But I've heard that nobody has been more impressive than him throughout the spring. He's put on the weight that they wanted him to put on. He's never been in any kind of trouble whatsoever.
It's gonna get done.
This kind of stuff, right? It's just one of those. Whether or not this is.
Hey, I got something for the panel and the family out in the chat. If he was redshirted and we knew he wasn't gonna get any play time, would it be different? Would they still would have to cut him in half?
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, that's a good.
Like if we knew he only played his 4 games and they put him as a red shirt, would we even be talking about this?
Oh, about whether he produced or not. I don't know. I know that, and Eric, I know you guys want to talk about how there's players that there's always going to be somebody that's unhappy. It might be unhappy with playing time. It's going to be, you're not going to have but there's 100 guys in this program.
Right.
100 guys.
No, I just, when I and follow my logic and understand this is Bishop. You can let me know if I'm messy. Y'all are family. What I'm trying to say is, if he never did hit the field and he was able to redshirt and put in the work versus doing what he could do for the University of Oklahoma, fill in where he can fill in and do all he can, but he only got that many snaps. Doesn't that mean that instead of him in his true freshman year actually helping us and trying to fill in the gap, doesn't that count for something? I know he didn't get the amount of snaps, but there's been some freshmen that was 5-star Uglagla that was redshirted, and then in the next few years after that, that's when they hit their mark. So I think that I'm praying that they would see that and see where this one just happens to fall within that area of that gray area where supposedly they're trying to get this 105 cut, and maybe that played into it, and then they can find a way to navigate this.
I think it's hard. I think it's hard for a 5-star to redshirt anyway.
Yeah,
because I know. I get
the expectations are so high.
Yes.
I also think that the other part of it that hurts with Stoney, and you start questioning what he did and stuff, because you had people that were doing a lot of that. Now, I will say I've seen a couple of guys that I would never have thought they would switch directions, and they did switch directions on Twitter throughout the day. Let me just say one thing. Somebody's asking me about my sources. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't tell you my source no matter what, ever. It's a source because you don't burn the source.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't give a shit if anybody believes what I got to say or not. If you don't believe me, you shouldn't probably listen. But I'm not here to blow any sunshine up anybody's ass. I don't care if what anybody thinks. I'm telling you how I feel about it. We're talking about an actual, these are opinions that we're having up here based on what we do know.
Yes.
Right? Which is he's in the portal. We heard what you hear from Brandon Drum and Parker Thune, who, shocker that it always blows a little hotter whenever they've been talking. You know what I mean? Every time they start opening their yappers, it gets worse. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But the point is, I think that he stays. I don't know for sure that he does. It just feels like to me, if you know anything about this kid, it's that he loves Oklahoma. This is the guy that we're talking about that was throwing the horns down every time he had a chance before he was ever committed.
Yep.
And he talked, Jaden Jackson went to Texas to visit, and he immediately said, fuck that. That isn't the spot for you. He's a hometown kid. He loves the University of Oklahoma. Every time he was home from IMG, where was he at? In the office with Todd Bates, feet kicked up and chilling. He was always wanted to be around the program. Why didn't he get? I think the biggest part, Bishop, that why people are questioning whether or not it was enough production, it's just because there was so much from Jaden.
Yeah.
And Jaden's the only one since Tommy Harris to start every game as a true freshman. Hell, even Gerald was a red shirt, and it took till year 2 before he became Gerald.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was getting at.
But you can't redshirt them. You can't redshirt 5 stars, man. It just doesn't work.
To answer your question, Bishop, what Jason just said, the stigma of having a red shirt, a 5-star. When you have a 5-star, that's what a lot of these fans they get it. Ooh, we got 5 5-stars. Doesn't mean that the five stars are gonna be great, but just having the 5 stars, just having the it sounds better. It sounds sexy. Ooh, a 5-star. To see a 5-star on the OU for a year and a half, and now he's in the portal. Oh God, world coming to an end. It's all because it's a 5-star. Now, if David Stone was not a 5-star, he was a 3-star. He won't jump in the portal. Nobody would say a damn word. Nobody would say a word.
And I appreciate you, brothers, sharing that. With only reason I brought that up is because think about PJ. He went from a 3-star to a 5-star, but it took him a while to actually have enough underneath him to be able to be a part. And so what I was trying to get at is that it's a process for a lot of, even though we want them to be like, Caleb Williams or this kid at Ohio State or like Alabama, not every 5-star hits like that. That's what I'm saying. And so a lot of times when I hear the performance, it's almost like it's different for different positions. And that's what I was hoping to bring to the forefront. It's just,
and I mean, he definitely got a pay cut. I mean, we know that they had to cut. Look, they had to cut pretty much everybody's pay except for the ones that came in and didn't have much coming in. So they went here. I don't know. I know that. And here's the thing: Nagy. Part of the reason that they hired him. This is pretty simple. Part of the reason that they hired him was because not just because he's a good evaluator of talent. That it's to run it the way that you would run a professional program.
NFL team. Yep.
Right. So that entails roster, everything about your roster. Everything about your roster. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You would have to you got to meet your cap money. And I mean, there's none of this money is endless. Even at places like Texas and Texas A&M, there's not an endless freaking thing of money. Damn sure not at USC or anywhere else. Some people have more than others, but it's not an endless amount of resources. So you have to do it correctly. So they brought him in to get them fiscally responsible, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, they had to. And until you do it, then what? You know what I mean? The bottom line is you have to find a way to form some kind of, I mean, whether it's through having a GM. I think there's a reason why people are hiring GMs, because it's a lot for a coach to have to deal with all of this shit, plus coach your team and do everything else. Nobody has that amount of time.
No. Well, you only allow
expertise for that matter, anyway. And he has the expertise to be able to do that, right? So, but I think that you have to remember that this is everything is new. Everything is new. So you have to be flexible with some of these guys that are already here. He's 1 year in, expecting him to be an All-American just because Jaden it's not really the way to go about it, right? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, man, I agree with that, man. That's the whole thing. The GM can be around the players 24/7. A coach can't. Stipulations and everything for the NCAA. Coaches cannot be around players for a certain time. GMs can be around players 24/7. They can get a lot more things done. They can handle a lot more things, and it's not against the damn NCAA rules. So I think a lot of people are putting too much stock into this. Oh, he's just trying to come in here and do X, Y. He's getting the shit ready like it's supposed to be. And now watch, OU's going to be proactive. They're going to have their shit up and running. Everybody else going to be playing catch up because they're still trying to just throw the bag, give them what they want, no guardrails implemented, and then when shit don't go right, oh Lord, look at this. They don't. It's just so much going on, man, that I think that these guardrails have to come sooner than later. They have to come sooner or later because it's going to only get worse. Not just for Oklahoma, it's going to get worse for a lot of people. Because trust me, you think Nico is going to be the only one that's going to try to hold out? Shit, get ready.
Well,
Get
that's
ready.
the funny thing. You know, we were talking about Tennessee earlier, and you know, as I said, I mean, it's hilarious to me that they're the ones that started all this shit, and that, but yet it's all Nico and his family's fault. Now, granted, look, Nico's dad stuck his foot in his mouth 50 times in between all this that he should have just shut up, right, and stayed out of it a little bit. But
yeah,
look, now on top of that, what do we find out from what Josh Pate's sitting there talking about? Nico, they don't mind saying Nico was one of the guys trying to get paid before the playoff game against Ohio State, right? It wasn't just Nico. It was multiple players at Tennessee. And guess what Tennessee did? They paid them.
Yep.
They paid them. And now they're going to put their foot down. They don't put their foot down before the damn playoff game. Still got drug. But how come you don't throw those other kids under the bus? You can throw Nico under the bus, but you don't throw those other kids under.
Well, because Nico was the pride and joy of
They just want to kick. They just want to kick the kid while he's down. I don't look. I think I can tell you this. I feel bad for Nico in a lot of ways. You know, I mean, I think that he's been getting. He's getting bad advice here, right?
Yeah,
it kind of sucks. But, you know, I mean, at some point you got to be able to tell your parents, no, I know that's a tougher. I mean, you start talking cultures. Samoan families listen to their dad.
Yes.
They listen to their dad. Their dad is in charge of shit for a while.
Yep.
But yeah, Lisa says Tennessee impregnated the thing. Exactly. They bring it, they freaking unleash it on you, and then they tell you, it's enough, and we're getting screwed in. Oh, feel bad for us. Feel bad for us. And, you know, oh, God.
Well, they wanted everybody to feel sorry and feel sympathy for them.
They're not. No, they're not.
And they were the corporates and everything that started all this shit and everything. But it's okay to do it when nobody's looking. But when you get burned, oh, look what happened. You know, he wanted more money. No, you look. You set a precedence of giving the kid everything he wants. Now he wants something else. You don't want to give it to him. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hold on. She said, I know
it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet.
Now watch tomorrow. David Stone comes out of the portal. Then everybody gonna be retracting all this stupid shit that they've been saying. And it's just crazy.
Keep him in prayer.
Everybody just realize that
here's the thing, Jason.
Things take time to unravel and put back together. It takes a while to screw things up. It takes a while to fix it.
If Oklahoma wanted him gone, and if he really wanted to go, the meeting wouldn't be happening tonight. Both sides, I think, need to come together. Let me hear your complaint. Let me hear your complaint. Let's get this fixed and get this solved and everything and be done with it. Sometimes, man, the uncomfortable conversations have to be made. Like you just said, it has to be made. Look, I know we promised you this, but this is what we're going to do. And implement those things to where it makes sense to him. I think a lot of people are so quick, Jason, and not just David. A lot of these organizations and colleges are so quick to throw money and get a commitment that they're not even putting some of these stipulations implemented that's going to burn their ass in the back in the long run.
In the end, I think that's what's going to hold up any possible fix to any possible solution to all of this stuff is going to depend on multiple people from multiple places to stick to it. If you've got, it's just a 1 weak link breaks the chain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And integrity is a tough thing in college football, man. Integrity is a tough thing in college football. When it comes to coaches and anybody else. I mean, man, if it's about winning and I'm trying to save my own money, you know what I mean? You cut them corners. You know what I mean? Tennessee,
Hey.
you know.
Sometimes, man, hey, not just in college, man. That shit is hard in life. Shit, let's just keep it
But
real.
I'm just saying, I mean, we're talking about a sport that was born on cheating and hate.
Yeah. Look, you know who's laughing right now at all this shit, man? You know who's laughing right now at all this shit? Nick Saban. He's laughing at all this shit.
I mean, Nick had his part in it too, bro. He had his part in it too.
He did his shit secretly. To that car
he was
dealership.
the best at it. He was the best at
it. to that car dealership. He did that shit smooth as hell. But to see how things are just, man, look, every day we hear something about some kid jumping to the portal. And I really believe what you said earlier, Jason, is true. They are getting bad advice. Sometimes you get bad advice, and then when you jump in the portal and no one comes calling, that is a very tough conversation to have, to say, hey, can I come back? Can I? And they might have moved on. I don't know if
it's as tough in this situation with Stoney. I don't think that he's burned those bridges like that. I think in some instances, yeah, you screw it all up, it ain't gonna happen. You know, I think we were talking about Trajan, was it Bridges, right?
Yeah.
That they were talking about trying to bring him back as maybe a in the portal or whatever for depth or whatever because of Giovanni.
Yeah.
I think that there was so much that went on there that you got to put the brakes if you're Oklahoma and be like, nah, probably not. And not because I don't think that he needs a second chance. I think he's gotten it and he's proven that he's okay with it.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of water under that bridge. You know what I mean? And sometimes there's too much. But in this case, I don't know that that's where we are. I just don't. And as far as, you know, like I said, I would just tell you that I'm pretty sure that meeting's happening. I believe the people that I talked to. I'm not going to tell you who it was because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And nothing may come of the meeting, though. That's the whole thing. I mean, we got to get a lot of people on the same page here. And I don't know what the conversation is. I mean, obviously they're meeting about something. If they wanted him to leave, I think that they wouldn't be having it, right? Yeah. They wouldn't be having the meeting. It'd be over with. So in the end, you haven't heard him talking about taking trips. You haven't heard anybody else saying he's coming and that they're after him. None of the insiders at On3 or anywhere else are like giving an early prediction or anything like that. None of this has happened yet. So that stuff happens fast. Think about Jaden Ott. They were talking about Oklahoma within the day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The portal. He was gone. He jumped in the portal.
It was already, I mean, we already know what happened.
I'm on my way. Send me my ticket.
The plane was already on the way. Shit. By the time the announcement happened. It is what it is. But, and again, I feel like no matter what happens, I don't think it's the end of the world if he leaves. And you know what? It may be the best thing for him. If there's a situation within his family or the people that he's surrounded with that maybe, because if you remember, his mom didn't want him coming back to OU, according to her, because of some of the people that he ran around with.
Yeah. Right.
So if that does come to fruition, I mean, you know what? Maybe he didn't need to be. If we know though that things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. And if he needs to go off somewhere else, then it is what it is. You know, it just is what it is. And I want him to be, yes. I want him to stay. I want him to be happy. I love that, TP. That's good. Yeah. And he should get as much money as he can. But that's where I think that, man, it's not about the money that you make here. If you're a guy like Stoney, it should be about your development and how much money you make at the next level, because that's where the real cash is.
Yeah. But some don't see it that way, man. Some don't.
It's a 1%. We're talking about a 1% game here.
Yeah.
And he's one of the 1% when you look at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he needs that development. You don't want, and you know, there's so many cautionary tales. But yeah, I agree. I think you gotta, yeah, man, go get your money. I mean, you can make enough money at this level that if you don't get there, you should be smart enough with it that you should be able to get your stuff going, right?
Yeah. You should, man. But see, that's that. we'll keep retracting that same old shit, man, over and over and over and over again, man, because it's gonna always be the same thing. It's gonna always be the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not like what he was getting paid wasn't small.
But we're not, you know what? We're not talking about most folks, Robert. I understand that we,
Yeah.
we love to count people's pockets too. You don't know what he's doing though with that money. Listen,
Look, just put it like this.
the idea that athletes have it easy is pretty wild to me.
Yeah.
Especially football players. Does your job go through car wrecks every day? Because that's essentially what these guys are doing.
Yep. Going to a car wreck, getting hit
over and over again.
Yeah. One wrong hit can end everything.
Yeah. So. It sucks. It sucks. But yeah, I mean, man, people's relationship with money, most people don't have a very good relationship with money. They don't. They didn't learn it. They weren't taught. And you know what? There's a reason behind all that. That we can get way in the weeds on some shit like that. But if you don't know money, you can screw it up real easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna always give hope, man. Like I said, there ain't nothing set in stone yet.
I think it's gonna be okay, man.
So, yeah, well, that's all I wanted to do. Come on here, man, and clear some of that shit up, man, because it was going far left. I was reading, my phone was dinging every damn 5 minutes about somebody saying something asinine, and I'm like, damn, I'm reading and I don't hear anything that so many people are saying. So I'm like, why would you even say it?
Yeah, and Martin, yeah, man. I agree.
He loves those guys, man. He loves BB and Bates, man. That's one thing that we know here.
He loves OU, man. He loves OU. He loves those guys. Absolutely. Hey,
and it's hard to leave.
And I tell you what, there's some, and I've heard, I heard what you had to say up there, Eric, about that there's unhappy players. There's always unhappy players. But I think it's rare that you find guys that talk bad about Venables and these guys if they've. See you later, English. There's rare that you'll ever hear anybody talking bad that they've played for those guys. They just don't. They just don't, because they know that they want what's best for you, and I think that that's the whole case. Yeah, I think they're going to work. I really hope that they do get it figured out for them.
GP,
we all do.
That's why I hope when some of these guys get this money, they do the insurance route and everything. A lot of these guys, man, they don't have no one in their corner, man, giving them the solid advice, life-threatening, life-changing advice. You got to have people, man, that don't want anything from you, that has your best interest. Keyword, your best interest at heart. Not to give you advice to see what you're going to give them on the back end. I have to really love this. I love this kid enough to where I don't want anything from you. I just want to make sure that you are protected. And sometimes I got to protect you from yourself. Because when you don't know,
you're
going to be just, look, how many times have you, man?
She talks about your daughter a lot. She plays college sports right now.
Yes.
What are you trying to do for this?
Oh, it's easy. I tell her that and everything. Look, I've set a stipend in place that every month you get so much. I'm gonna give a damn what your numbers are. I want you to have just enough to make sure that you're not on ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches. I want to make sure that everything that you need taken care of for. I need the advisors. The advisors let me know. Alicia needs X, Y, and Z. Alicia hasn't been doing this. She has to make certain grades in order for her to get her stipend. Certain community service thing has to be implemented to get your service. She has a trust fund set up to where she can't touch amount of her money until I get a degree from you. We made stipulations in the contract, not through the school. It was a school, then it was her. It was me and my wife's. This is what we want happen, because I know what a 21 and 20-year-old kid that get that kind of money that gets up in college away from mom and dad. I know what you do. Dad ain't always been dad. Dad been in college before. Dad know what goes on. Mom know what goes on in college. We know, but we just want you to be able to handle your money smart. We know that guys are going to be trying to come at you because they know you got money. You have to be able to say, no, I can't do that. And that's what we do. There are stipulations implemented to where guidelines have to be met. And if they're met, you get your monthly stipend. That's how that goes. And if you don't meet the guidelines,
smart way to go
if
about
you don't meet the guidelines, we set it to the point to where you don't get 100%, you get 25% of it. Because I'm going to make you work for next month to get the whole. And then you get that other 75 that you missed out on last month. But you got to have parents, man, that don't mind their kids learning from their mistakes, not from my mistakes. I don't want her to learn from my mistakes. I want her to learn from their own mistakes. This money that she was given from this university is a gift. It's a blessing for me and my wife to make sure that we ain't got to go out there and do anything crazy to
You
make
ain't
sure
lying, huh?
her life is better. Huh?
As much as it costs, man, for that college, when you get a scholarly to go get that done, you're like, woo!
Hey man,
that
look,
scholarship
man.
was for you, coach.
Hey, when they said that amount of money, I just sat back in my chair, man, just started cheesing. They said, Mr. Rick, you all right? I'm good. I can put my ATM card back in my wallet.
Checkbook is up.
So, but you got to have parents, man, that I mean, no, shorty. She ain't like that. She ain't bougie. They are real good kids. They eat hot dogs. They do, their thing is Chipotle. They love Chipotle. They do Chipotle. I see, but I also get a statement every month of everything that she buys. And I don't try to go to say, hey, I would say, hey, you might want to stop doing this because, but other than that, I don't say anything, man, about them and their money, man. That's their money. So, but as a parent, man, I just want to make sure that they're taken care of. That's it. That's it. Now the damn boy is another damn story. I can't stand they asses. Now Keontae different. Keontae, I don't worry about Keontae. Keontae, he love Alicia. They set. I ain't worried about them. It's my youngest one that I'm worried about now. So because she is, I can sell her a glass of ice water in the Antarctica and everything, man. So she's real gullible. She's a sweetheart, and she believes in everybody. She believes everybody that needs help needs help. Well, like right now, she like right now, she bringing me a plate. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. No, that's the best way you
can
really
appreciate it. Hey, look at this, man, bringing me some food. But
and then for whatever reason, my camera it got heated up, so I got it turned off, but I'm still here talking.
No, man, but this is what I love, man, is that these girls have money, but Jason, man, they come home, they do their laundry, they do normal kid shit. I don't see them out there buying jewelry. I don't see them out there doing all these. I don't see any of that. They'll come home, hey, mom, dad, I want to make quesadillas for you guys. And then they'll stay here, man, for a few days and just chill with me and my wife. And I'm like,
yeah,
you gotta love that, man. That I tell them all the time, man, is that I believe I did the best job I could for them. But at the same point in time, man, they got to be adults. I want you to fuck up so bad while I'm here, so I can help you, versus me gone and then you go through some shit and I can't help you.
Yeah.
But
you're teaching them the right way, though,
Shorty.
too. You're teaching them the right way and making sure,
you spoil the youngest. Let her know you talking smack about her to college while she bringing you up. Damn you, Shorty. Hey, for that case, Shorty, watch this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, you know what you're talking about is leaving an inheritance. That is how you leave a legacy and inheritance. And I hope that uh, down the way we all can share that, because that's what I was brought up with. Uh, they taught me portfolios when they were going through doing their portfolios, and they set me up and said, okay, this part of your money, your allowance is going to your portfolio, or this, that, and the other. And before I know it, something came up and I wanted to use that part. And they said, is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. You use that money, it don't go for the future. And it started teaching me, dang, I'm robbing my own self because I'm not understanding, if I can't do it with what I already got, then it wasn't gonna help me with the little bit that I was gonna put toward it. And it just taught me to understand how money works and why you do certain things so that it can be working for you when you put it into that to that engine.
Yeah, yeah. A Texas nightmare. It tastes good too, boy. I'm telling you, it tastes good too, boy. It tastes good as hell. You know what? When I ain't got to cook, anything that comes in front of me is good. If I ain't got to cook it, no. I cooked quesadillas last night. So her friends came down from college and everything, and I fixed everybody quesadillas. Well, she stayed, and now she fixed quesadillas tonight and everything, man. So, no, man, she
That'll
cool.
work. That'll work.
No, man, she cool, man. She's the youngest one, man. She's the heart and everything, man. She's the art major, and she plays basketball. So that's the one.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think for the most part, for us as a fan base, is that we're so invested into these young men, and we know the narrative, so it even makes it that much more tougher for us. And it's our fire test because we can't get in there and help. We we just got to be bystanders because we're not in the flow of the deal. But we just know that kid is OU through and through.
Yeah.
And if there's any way possible, OU staff, find a way.
Hey,
If
I
a
love
young
it.
man is in tears trying to
Yeah.
make this decision and trying to
Man.
be grown, but not having all the tools in his toolbox to be able to handle it, let's be better and let's figure something out that works for both sides and keep a homegrown that's basically was a lot of our recruitment assistance during his time before he came on board. So I hope that adds something to the deal, because understand, David Stone has did everything you guys asked him to do. He has went through his many fire tests. He owned up to it. He even spoke about it. Even got his grades up. Started lifting weights. Went up several plates, like he was saying. You could see the fruits of his labor, but understand, in this crunch of trying to get on a 105, don't let this be the reason we lose them. Let's find a way.
Hey, Jason,
Facts.
before you say anything, man, Shorty has a great statement, man, on this. It's real talk. Very happy to hear dads being dad,
Yeah.
but many kids don't have two-parent homes with educated parents. Most ballers are low income, single parent, or half parent homes. And that's what I was saying earlier,
That's what
man,
you
is
were
that
talking about with the culture stuff, man.
yes, is that um
Facts.
we have to be willing to have the uncomfortable conversations. You know, my conversations with my daughter isn't about the birds and the bees. That shit, that no, hell no. It's about it's about doing 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 God's work, doing great work, doing being the best person that you can be. Okay? All that other shit's gonna come. And when I told my girls, when you get money, man, you're gonna see people that you've never seen before. You're gonna see people come into your life that say they're your friend. They say they want to ride with you. They want to be a partner with you and everything. They just want to ride your coattail. They want to experience things the way that you experience things. Because let's not be honest. In college, when I was in college, man, look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, man. Hey, man, I made Roman noodles a delicacy, boy. I'm telling you.
What you talking about?
Hey, I made Roman ramen noodles a delicacy, man. Hot dog, peanut butter and
Bro, I
jelly,
can't even
surf
eat the
surf
mugs. I ate so
sandwiches.
many of them. Damn, I ate so many of them things. I can't even eat them anymore.
Hey, uh, it got so bad, man, to where my dad was a drill sergeant. He bought me a damn bucket of them MREs. What the fuck am I doing with this? He said, "Boy, you
Oh,
better put some water in that shit."
sea rations, boy. Sea
Hey,
rations.
so what I'm saying, man, is that Shorty, you're absolutely right. But if you don't have a mom and dad, you got to have an uncle or a cousin, man, that has your best interest at heart, that don't
Unfortunately,
mind.
not everybody has that either, though.
Everybody got their hand out, Jason. Everybody got their hand out, man. And I mean, I mean, it's hard for me to say this, man, but a lot of the grandparents are raising the kids now because mom and dad ain't there. A lot of the aunts and uncles are raising the kids because somebody's not there. So I'm just saying, man, I have a lot of girls on my softball team, man, with my oldest daughter. I had like 14, 15 girls here almost every single day growing up because I was the only father figure, man, that these girls knew. And it hurt me, man, because I was like, damn, you know, these are some good girls, man. These are some good girls, man. Great grades, just smart. And I'm like, when the fuck your dad at? She was like, he don't want to be a dad. He just felt like, I'm like, damn, man, that hurt my heart, man, because I'm a dad. I love to be a dad of girls because I want to be that guy. Hey, you come to this house gonna be. And can I tell you, man, he came to my house, man, he was nervous as hell. I was like, hell, you big as me. Shit, you big as me, but you come to my house and everything, man. You on my terms now. You on my thing. But he's very respectful for my oldest. So I don't have no problems out of him, man. But I think a lot of these kids need to find somebody, man, that has their best interest at heart, that can just give them some good advice. And if you don't have nobody, pay for it, man. Get you a lawyer, get you somebody, man, that say, hey, look,
Yep.
get a lawyer. Don't get an agent. Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. Don't give that 10% away for somebody and everything, man, to make decisions for you that you can make for yourself. Just pay for that little counseling for that lawyer for whatever amount of hours you want, and get your contract stated, get it implemented to how you want to implement it. Hey, I want to make these changes, make these changes. Once the contract comes, scratch out what you don't like, put in what you like. They'll go get it signed. If they like it, they like it. But get somebody on your side, man, that don't want shit from you. They just want to see you make it. I want to see my boys make it.
Right. And also put it in a trust. It'll help you on the back end. Because understand, once it touches any human hands, or if you purchase something, it becomes ordinary income. So on the next tax deal, you have to claim it. So that's just a
Hey,
little tidbit.
Jasmine got me up on game. Jasmine went and got her a high yield interest loan. I mean, a high yield interest savings account. So I like, what you know about that? She said, oh, Dad. She said, if I leave my money in there, I get about $3,000 a month in there. I said, okay, okay, okay. But she does her own homework. Uh, she's the smartest one in the family. Jasmine's not no dummy. She's the smartest one in the family. She loves to read. She's like, Dad,
Awesome to have smart kids too, man.
I want to make
Sometimes,
sure
sometimes they
that.
try to be out slicking you though. Out slick the oil
Oh,
can.
man, look, man, look. I tell them all. I've been 23 and 24. If you 40, y'all ain't.
Hey, hey, man, I told my
I
kids
know
many
all the
times.
tricks.
Hey, look at you trying to out slick the oil can. Ain't you something?
I said, you can. Yes. I didn't finish this one. All right, appreciate it. She brought me another one, God. I ain't even ate that one yet.
Oh,
Dang! Wait a minute.
everybody in here getting
all
hungry.
right, all right, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Rocky, go in there, Rocky, go in there. Go.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
want your kids to do better than you, but Halen, you're
man,
right.
look, look, at the end of the
That's
day,
beautiful,
man,
though.
we've been married for 25 years, and I tell my girls is that marriages like that, man, don't last no more because everybody's trying to jump ship. and they think it's greener on this side. I said, I just want you guys to be happy. But my oldest has always been trying to find what me and my wife have, and I'm like, you can't find that because guys
Well,
like me and
you
you
know what?
and Bishop,
She can though, because she knows what she's looking for because of her parents. That's why.
but it's hard to find though, Jason, because you know guys these days. I tell them all, look, a guy between 21 and 28,
That's when
video
you're out here
games,
like
video games,
when they show up and
sex,
shit.
video games, sex, sports, cars. That's all guys between 21 and 28 are interested in. I tell them the truth. I mean, it is what it is. But when I was growing up, man, I became an instant dad at 23. Instant dad. So from 23 to now, I've always had girls. I mean, if it was my softball team, it was my basketball team. Wasn't my basketball team, it was my football team. If it was my football team and my traveling AAU, I've always had kids in my house.
Always, hey, whenever up until my kids were all out of the house, every damn kid. I mean, I had 15 kids call me dad, and it's all their friends, and they're always eating everything at the house, all that stuff, man.
Yeah,
The
man.
portal
I
is
mean,
over on the 25th. Is it close? It closes on the 25th.
yeah, Shorty, you're right. The uncles are locked up. Some uncles are locked up, man. I mean, that's why I say you got to find somebody, man. I can use this because he's cool with it. Donovan, one of my players, his great grandma is the only one left. Great grandma, 71 years old, trying to raise an 18-year-old kid.
9 boys David Whitehead had.
Oh, hold on. Where? Hold on.
Ooh,
Hold on.
Oh, give that man a salute.
got a whole football team minus 2.
Oh, I gotta find that.
It's the newest one.
Let me go.
Chicken, what up, Chicken?
Damn, David, what the hell was you
He
doing?
didn't have no either. Motherfucker don't have no hobbies.
He a stay-at-home dad. He getting it in.
He didn't have no hobbies, man. You gotta find some other shit to do sometimes, bro.
Man, look, she got
man.
but how old are you, David? If you don't mind me asking, because I got a partner of mine.
He said I wanted a baseball team. That a boy.
He's 58. He got 13. 12 girls and 1 boy.
Oh, good. Oh,
he catch. Hey,
damn. I mean, you outnumbered if it's 1 and 1. Hey, you're outnumbered, but if you 12,
he one of them dads that kept trying for a boy. He kept trying.
Hey, that's his legacy.
He finally had it, man. He 46 and all but 1 with the same woman. Okay.
Hey, boy.
Look, man, that right there in itself is impressive.
David who is shutting up in the club.
Hey, that's he said I'm sticking and moving. I wanted a baseball team. No, man, you wanted a basketball team.
Now. Said he's retired. 46 on but 1 woman, though. That's pretty good, man.
Hey, man, that's what's up.
He ain't no quitter.
That's what's up.
Big salute.
We know
big
he
salute
ain't no
to that. Hey, we salute you.
Hey, I salute you, man, because I got 2 girls, and that kills me.
I got and 4, and one of them's a girl, and she's
the angel.
Hell on wheels, bro.
Riley says, I got 3, and that's too many. Parenting ain't no. Hey, man, look, parenting ain't for everybody.
It's certainly not. Well, that's kind of what we've been talking about. It ain't for everybody.
It puts life into perspective, man, because I had to stop playing games. I had to stop doing a lot of shit, man, that I knew wasn't right. But when me and Amy met, man, she was married before. I wasn't. So I'm a kind of person, man. I told everybody, I'm only getting married one time. That's it. One time. After that, it's a wrap. I'm not doing it no more, man, because I put too much in it, and I put whole heart and everything into it. So I don't go back and forth. So he got 2 granddaughters too. Boy, David, boy, you got to a house
3
full.
grandkids. I got 2 grandsons and a granddaughter.
You blessed. That's blessings.
Yeah, them boys are better and shit though too. They give their mom. I mean, as much trouble as their mom. I'm like she's like my cross to bear sometimes because she gives me hell. My granddaughter does it to her though. My granddaughter does it to her. It's funny shit watching them.
Shorty said that's why they call me Peter Pan. I have no kids. I don't want to grow up.
Shawty,
oh, you crazy. Hey, now watch. You gonna have a girl. And she gonna break you. She gonna break you from being that way. I mean, hey, that girl. I mean, Jasmine came, man.
Shawty's our age too, man.
Hey.
He's been shucking and jiving for a while. He's been bobbing and weaving, bro.
Hey, man, it's gonna come. It's gonna come, man. I'm being honest, man. It ain't nothing like being a parent, man. That first time that child hits your hands, it ain't nothing like it. It ain't. That day, man. I think that was the first day that I really broke down and cried. I mean, I was bawling because I was like, I know for a fact I got to protect this child for the rest of my life.
In for the streets.
Shit, coach, I'm 47 in for the streets. Hey, okay. Okay.
I told you, bro.
Okay.
He's been bobbing and weaving for a while, bro. He knows his way around them streets, apparently.
Okay, Booker T. Okay, Booker T. He's gonna come up one day. Shorty, I got some news for you. What is it? You're gonna be a daddy.
Oh, yeah, right at 50, right when he turns 50.
Hey, my brother-in-law, man, he had.
That'd be rough, bro.
He had.
You know how tiring it was whenever we were young. Come on,
40. Yeah, he had my nephew at 40, and he's 55 now. So my nephew's 15 years old. So, hey, man, but he tells me, he said, man, if I could go back, I would have had his ass younger. He said, because I just don't have the patience right now. Because every 5 minutes I want to choke the shit out of him.
Yeah, they don't listen for shit.
He said, I don't have the patience
these days. I think they know every damn thing. Damn.
Well, these kids these days, man. Well, he's one of those kind of kids, and we laugh about it. He's one of the kind of kids that's like, my sister-in-law, she babies him to death, and my brother-in-law wants to beat the shit out of him. So he's one of those kind of kids, man, that's like, Mom, okay, I'm tired of talking about it. And Burke will look at him, who the fuck you talking to? And then Burke, now don't say that. Who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
So it's one of those kind of thing, man. So hey.
My boys always knew. Now my daughter, she didn't care. She would just keep up. She's coming back at you until she's done talking. She's gonna keep it up. My sons, I could give them that look, and they'd be like, "They know it was time." Just say, "Hey, I'm done."
Yeah,
I'd be like, "What'd you say?" Nothing.
Yeah,
I thought you said nothing. Get your ass out of here.
Man, look, hey, I'm gonna tell this story, man. Then I'm gonna try to get up out here, man.
I gotta go too.
My dad, like I said, was a drill sergeant. He was a big dude, about 6'4", 230, 240, and everything. Solid. Well, one day, man, my dad used to always come get us, and he'd give us quarters to go wash our laundry at the laundromat. Well, my little brother stole the quarters and went and played video games. So when my dad came back, he looked in the dresser and said, "Hey, where the quarters at?" I ain't say shit. Brian say shit. So he's like, "Oh, so I guess the quarter just grew feet and walked away." So I was like, "Hey, Dad, I ain't got him." Brian said, "I ain't got him." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna whip both y'all's asses." I was like, "Hey, I ain't do nothing." Well, come to find out, Brian had left the quarters in his shoe. So my dad was gonna go whoop him. So my dad said, "Come here." My dad had this problem, man, making a kid walk into an ass whooping. I can't do that. He said, "Come here." So Brian came here. So my dad to get ready to whoop him. Brian threw his dukes up. My dad threw the belt away. Grabbed him by the throat, put him up on the wall. He said, "You sure right. This could be the last time I ever whoop you." He said, "But the next time you put your hands up like a man, I'm gonna beat your ass down like a grown ass man." And that was the last time my brother and my dad had a fight.
Yeah, my youngest son hit me in the head with a damn picture off the wall one day. It took him a while to wake up.
Hey man, we
turned into man. He was 18. He was 18. He manned up. He got man down too.
We all had those stories, man. But you know what, man? We look back at those stories, man, and they're what shape us and make us better.
Yeah.
My grandmother was 81 years old, and she wore that long gown with that crooked wig on, and but she always
Don't
carried
be
her
telling.
30. Hey, she always carried her 38 in her pocket. And she told everybody, she said, "I will shoot you before I let you hit me." I said, "Grandma, you shoot me?" She said, "I will shoot you where you stand."
Where you stand.
No one messed with Grandma. Nobody.
I brought your asses into this world. I'll
Hey,
take you
she
out.
didn't play, dog. Hey, Grandma don't play, man. She comes
Yo,
sliding in
hey.
but she remind me of Esther. She comes sliding in, man, and just gliding in, and she'll just tell you, they'll tell you one time. So you better pay attention. She'll tell you one time. And if you don't listen, that black boot or that skillet pan or whatever's around her coming at your damn head. So anyway.
Man.
Dilligaff, I don't know if you saw what Dilligaff said up there. He's 45 with 2 kids, 13 and 9, boy and girl. Kids and I lost their mom going on 5 years now.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
Hey, I got to tell you, that's mad respect coming from me, man. I'm sorry to hear that about your loss, but I got to say, mad
Big
respect.
salute, man.
Those kids definitely know that their pops got them, though. You know that.
Yeah, man. Big salute.
That's going to make your bond with your kids so much better and stronger. I never understood that, man. I had one of my girls' softball team. Her mom and dad died on the car trip up to one of her ball games, and man, that was one of the hardest conversations I had to have her, man. And just that's when a kid's like 9 years old and she just breaks and cries, man. And then grandma took her up right now, man. She's 22 and man, doing real good in college, man, real good in school, man. And I'm just saying, man, I commend you for that, Dilligaff, man, because a lot of kids don't have the parent that can stay stabilized, say, you know what, I'm going to take care, I'm going to do this regardless of whatever the consequences may is and everything, man. So I salute you on that, man.
Yeah.
I salute you. That's impressive, right?
Big salute, fam.
And Shorty, for your ass, you talk about you got Plan Bs.
Handing them out like Tic Tacs and shit.
He said he got Plan. I saw it. Hold on. He said he got Plan. He said, I got Plan Bs like vitamins. Take one of these and call me.
Shorty, you ain't right.
I'm gonna leave on that one. I'm gonna leave on that one.
Hey.
That was a good way to end the show right there. I may be for the late night. I may come on later tonight, but it'll be a little while. I got you, man.
Just send me an invite. I'll come on, man.
Coach Riggs, man. Love you guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Love you, bro.
Sooner, horns down.
All right, man. Thank you guys coming in, man. I appreciate it, man. See y'all guys later, man.
All right, later.
Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making